What's the #1 cause of death in America? The United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says it's still heart disease. Shocker! According to a Harvard Health publication online, 50% of men ages 65 to 74 and 39% of women ages 75 and older are taking statin medications to help them lower their cholesterol. I'm Katie Rines. I'm a grad student studying nutrition and dietetic intern. Not only is it important for us to develop healthy habits now to last us for the rest of our lives, but our parents are really at risk for developing heart disease. I'm going to be going over 5 ways to lower cholesterol and decrease risk for heart disease. Alright, #1 would be minimizing dietary cholesterol, saturated fat, and trans fat. This is really important because saturated fat and cholesterol in the bloodstream sticks to the sides of our blood vessels, causing them to narrow. When we have narrow blood vessels, they're really easy to get clogged up and to harden and not have good blood flow, and eventually, actually, it leads to erectile dysfunction. 2 or 3 years after experiencing erectile dysfunction, you're likely to have a heart attack. Where do we get cholesterol in the diet? Our bodies are able to make it. We make it in our livers whenever we eat any kind of fat. Any kind of fat causes our bodies to create cholesterol. You know why? We know water and fat don't mix, right? So our bodies, when we eat fat, we need something to emulsify that fat so that it's able to travel in the bloodstream. That's what we do with LDL, or low-density lipoproteins. Those are what help to transport the fat in the bloodstream, LDL cholesterol. Animals are able to do this as well. That's why the only way to ingest any cholesterol is through animal products. Of course, that means meat, dairy, eggs, butter, mayonnaise. According to this study, meat consumption was associated with 25% higher risk of coronary heart disease. Pastries, cookies, cakes, ice cream. Just pointing out, these are high in saturated fat and cholesterol, so you really are going to want to minimize these foods. Talk with your doctor about a broken sex life, and you might be able to fix a broken heart. It's important to know how to get in our healthy fats without overdoing it. Avocado, nuts, seeds, olives, oils. The serving size for all of these healthy fats is only 1 to 2 tablespoons. The American Heart Association says we only need 2 to 3 servings per day of this little amount of fat. 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil counts as 1 serving. I've got 10 tips to help decrease fat intake.
1. Steam, bake, or boil food instead of frying it, and make sure to buy parchment paper so you don't have to spray the pan with oil when you bake your foods. Just stick it on parchment paper and it's super non-stick without extra oil. 2 would be to, if you are going to saute your vegetables, just saute them in water. It tastes the same. 3, definitely buy a non-stick pan so that when you make pancakes or panini sandwiches, it's really easy to get them off the pan. 4, replace some of the oil in recipes like baked goods with applesauce. 5, instead of using eggs, try using a 1 to 3 ratio of 1 tablespoon of flax or chia to 3 tablespoons of water. Also, a mashed banana works as a great egg. There's great products out there like Energy Egg Replacer that you can also use to replace the cholesterol from eggs. 6, choose low-fat plant-based alternatives when it comes to meat, cheese, cream cheese, mayonnaise, milk. 7, be sure to incorporate more products that are already naturally fat-free like salsa and jam. 8, instead of snacking on something fatty or fried like potato chips, try pretzels or organic fat-free popcorn or fat-free granola. 9 would be to read ingredients labels and make sure that there's no added oils, added fats, or especially hydrogenated oils. And 10, when you go out to eat, be sure to ask for dressing on the side so you can control how much oil and fat you're putting on there, and tell them that you're sensitive to oil so that they don't sprinkle any excess oil on top.
Alright, bringing it back. #3 overall, eating plenty of plant foods. The American Heart Association did not hold back when recommending plant foods like grains, vegetables, and fruits. 4 to 5 servings of fruit is recommended per day. That could be 5 bananas. We should all definitely be eating a lot of plant foods. The more plant foods we eat, the healthier our hearts will be because they're pretty high in fiber. Specifically, soluble fiber is what's necessary to bind to cholesterol and help get excreted from our bodies. 3 examples of really good plant meals could be
pizza.
Number 4 is exercise. Make sure for 35 minutes every day of the week to move your body. American Council on Exercise recommends 2.5 hours every week of moderate activity, so that's like going for a brisk walk or gardening. 2.5 hours a week, that's 35 minutes a day. Make 10 minutes 3 times a day to go for a brisk walk. Our heart is a muscle too, and it's important to strengthen that muscle and keep it strong. Number 5, how to become friends with stress. I watched an awesome TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal. She's a health psychologist, and she was going over recent research about stress, like the heart thumping, the sweating, making us nervous and excited and anxious. That stress response is really beneficial. It will help us to perform better, and we need to understand that there's nothing the universe throws at us that we can't handle. That belief that the stress response is beneficial is enough to take away the negative effects of stress. I have the link to the TED Talk down below, so definitely watch her explanation. She's incredible. There you have it. It's up to us to be the change we want to see in the world and change the norms. We need a shift. We need a health revolution. It's up to you to make that change. You can do it. In our society, it's not normal to live a healthy lifestyle. I invite you to be that inspiring person in your community that is able to make a change. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Follow me at lifeisrawesome on Instagram. I have a website, www.lifeisrawesome.com. Please contact me if you have any concerns, questions, comments. I would love to be in touch with you. And share this video with your parents. Jeez, like, we don't want them to die of a heart attack or erectile dysfunction. Alright, let's go. Bye!